Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this July the 9th, leading up to the big event for fishermen throughout the United States and the world.
I cannot wait.
I mean, yeah, Ron Wall can't wait to go to Orlando and be at ICAST and see all of his friends and bring back me a shirt or two. That's all I ask of him.
And Larry.
And he's always brings back me 3X shirts.
I'm doing
come on now.
I'm doing something I haven't done in some number of years.
What is that? I'm scared.
Well, you should be.
All right, what?
I am fishing a tournament there.
You are fishing a tournament there?
Yeah, the ICAST Cup.
Really?
Yes.
Do you need any equipment?
Yes, I do. I've reached out to a bunch of people about equipment, but yes.
All right.
I thought, well, why not?
Well, yeah.
It'll be on Lake Toho,
okay,
which is in Clearwater, which is right outside
I've
of
been
Orlando.
to Lake Toho. I've been to Clearwater.
And,
yeah.
So, I'm going to be fishing the ICAST Cup.
Are you going to use any of this next guest lures? Are you going to try to?
Well, yes, I am going to be using some.
I heard they had
his
specials on their website 2 for $1 if you'll buy them.
Well, I hope so, and they've got some great lures though that down there with a little bit of extra something you can catch some fish. I hope.
Well, why don't you introduce our next guest, because I'm really looking forward to what he's talking about and what they're going to come out at ICAST with.
Well, I have to tell you, there's a lot of lure companies in the world, but there's, what makes a lure company so special is something that they come out with that's very unique to the industry and to the fishing world. And Livingston Lures came out with the EBS sound technology, which is absolutely awesome. It's taken the fishing world, big time. It's totally different, and it really works. And I'll tell you how well it works. Randy Howell won a Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah, that's what. I think that's really, but let's get on in there because
the guy that invented the EBS technology, and the mastermind of this wonderful technology, Robert Castaneda. Robert, good morning.
Good morning, Ron.
Hey,
Good
man.
morning, Larry. How are you?
Hey, this is the longest introduction we've ever had in 15 years on this show. I thought you were snoring because it all goes back to Jingle Bells, doesn't it, Robert?
It sure does.
Okay, well, when I saw that, I said, sound, and people said, what's he talking about, Jingle Bells? Tell our listeners how this all started, because before we get to what's going on, I love to ask these kind of questions. So tell us how you and your wife traveled all this, just the two of y'all, to get this thing going, and you were listening, and Jingle Bells came and got you going.
Yes. Well, my sister, this was about in 2001 or so, my sister sent me a Hallmark card. See, I used to fish with live bait, and live bait made a sound. It made, that when in distress, when you hook it a certain way, a certain live bait, a croaker. And one Christmas of '01, my sister sent me a Hallmark card, a Christmas card that when you opened it up, it played Jingle Bells. And I said, man, that's it. And I cut open the card with an X-Acto blade, and I recorded. I said, if I can record live bait in this chip and stick it in a hard plastic lure, I'd have virtually live bait.
Amazing.
And that started the whole, journey and adventure. And I have to say that it's been just an absolute dream.
You're living your dream, and it all goes back. And vibration technology started with Jingle Bells. I mean, if you can't think of that, and this dream started, and Ron will tell you what it started with and where it's gone to. It may seem like 100 years to you, but the technology now in 14, 15 years, you guys have even taken it from there to, as Ron was saying, it's just amazing. I don't know how you come up with these ideas to do it, but vibration technology, I know is going to be a talk at ICAST, and so Ron, ask him something about some of this new stuff.
Robert, you guys are coming out with some new stuff that is pretty exciting.
Yes.
Anybody that has fished or been in the woods around water, have heard frogs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys are
here
coming
we
out
go.
with
Jingle
a
bell to
frog.
frogs now. Okay.
With a frog sound.
We're actually packing up now to go to ICAST, and we have a lot of new products that we've been working very hard to announce and release at ICAST, and one of those is our first series of soft body frogs, and with the frog sound inside.
Come on now. I love it. I love it.
The Freddie B.
Is that
right?
And it's an amazing frog. It does certain things that no other frog does, along with making the real sound of a frog. EBS technology, of course, our electronic bait fish sound technology has moved on into different a lot of species that we use to fish throughout the year. And we're now anglers, and we've been out in the public eye long enough now for anglers to really understand the concept of electronic bait fish sound, that we're actually replicating the same particle displacement, the same wave signatures in the water as the actual species in their habitat. And it's working. It's working where no other lure is working. We're getting a productive strikes. It's working in high-pressure situations where a lot of anglers are using a similar size and profile of a bait because that's what the forage is, and they're not getting any bites, but the EBS sound just takes it over the top and brings in those strikes. And so knowing that now, we're actually putting EBS technology in different markets, northern markets for muskie and pike, inshore for redfish and trout, offshore for tuna and your big trophy fish. So we've got a lot of exciting things to show at ICAST, and we're very excited for the frog is going to be revolutionary, I believe, and it's the beginning of, I think, a critter revolution.
All right, Ron, I want you to get me a frog signed by Robert. I want to add that to my collection because I have a great collection of these things, and that this sounds,
Robert,
it sounds simple, but it's talk about it. I mean,
well, it isn't simple, and the thing about it is if you look at the if you look at Livingston lures, the paint jobs that they have on there are so amazing.
Yeah, I looked those up.
And Robert, you guys also, glide baits are becoming a very big thing now.
Fire and Velvix glide baits are coming to ICAST in all its glory.
The Viper 6 and 8 are like wow.
Oh yeah, yep. If Ron says wow, that's a big
yeah.
Wow.
I've already asked for some, and
you have.
They're not even in production yet.
Yeah. So when will the frog and all these things, are they going to be out to the public? When are we going to see these on the market?
So we're hoping that everything that we release and show at ICAST will be available fourth quarter or first quarter of 17.
Wow.
Or
okay.
last quarter of this year in stores.
That's amazing. So, and folks don't realize that you do have to work this far ahead. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
And
yes,
the Viper.
We do work on a calendar, and we try to meet. It's a harmony and a balance. The way we have to meet all the integrated circuit requirements, to balance the technology inside the lure to act like a lure that's made out of balsa or that's made out of your regular materials that act a certain way and swim a certain way. We still have to harmonize that, and along with bringing added effect and attraction, which is the sound. It's
just
interesting
amazing
to do, and
it's just amazing to.
I feel very fortunate and very blessed to be able to do this. It's absolutely an honor and a privilege.
The critter, get ready for the critters. They're coming.
They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
The first one's a frog, and I'm not. That's all I can say because that's all I'm allowed to say.
Oh, largemouth bass will eat anything. The squirrel's coming. I can have that. We got.
Let your imagination take it from there.
I'm taking it from there. And again, we're on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're privileged to talk to Robert Castaneda, Livingston Lures, ICAST next week. Ron will be on the scene. Be posted on lroutdoors.com. A lot of information. This is really fun. I'm glad we were able to hook up with Robert at a quick notice like this because, like I said, when I read a lot about it, I knew the lure brand itself, but you guys have really been a front runner, and this is going to be this is going to revolutionize lure industry, Robert. I've been around a long time, and this is something. Why, this is one of those things. I got my good friend Rodney Owens sitting here. He's taking videos to put on them. This is something Rodney would be thinking of 20 years ago and tell me, why didn't I come up with something like that? So
well, you thank you very much for your kind words, and I really hope so. I hope to change it for the better, to make fishing fun again for people. One of the things that we are, some of our mantras here in house is, we're the fish catching machine, and it's the easy button because it's a really great way. We have a little lipless crankbait called a Pro Ripper that's available at most Walmarts and Bass Pro Shops, of course. But it's just a sinker. It's a little 2-inch sinker. You can just a child, you can rig this on a Shakespeare rod and a little beginner rod and reel, and have it go down and just sit there. And that EBS technology will bring the fish to it. And
that sounds something I need.
Effortless for the children
and older and senior citizens. Let's go. We're all the same, So that sounds like what I should have had July the 4th when my wife was catching all the fish with night crawlers. I was over there fishing. I needed something that sat out there and called them to them. Well, Robert, we appreciate you being with us, buddy, and I know. Ron,
I will see you in a couple of days, buddy.
Yeah, Ron,
thank you so much. It's always nice. And Larry, thank you so much.
Yes,
guys.
We'll stay in touch, and I can't wait when Ron gets back to show me that I've got something autographed for Robert Castaneda. Okay? All right?
You got it.
All right, buddy.
Okay,
have a great day. We'll talk to you.
All right.
Let's take a break. Come right back. You get much better than that. That's just jingle bells to frogs. Well, we can go from that. Let's go take a break, come back, and some guy named Copley working for some company out in way out there in Collierville.
Way out.
We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this July night.